Hi there. I hope you're having a great day today. I wanted to chat about a really cool instrument that is overall unknown, underappreciated, but that's really a shame. This is a great instrument if you are just starting out with music and you want to learn your first instrument, or if you're an experienced musician and you're just looking for your next instrument, or if you have children that you would like to teach a musical instrument to. It is great for all of the above, all experience levels. And that is the kalimba. You may have seen me playing this in videos. It is such a fun instrument. I love the sound. It's so easy to learn. And today I want to talk about what this is, the anatomy of the instrument, the kind of kalimbas that are on the market, and what does the musical notation look like. So first off, this is a kalimba. It goes by a couple other names that you may see online, and that is imbira or thumb piano. They're all different names for the same instrument. This originates from Africa, and it is considered an idiophone, which means that it makes music from vibrations within its own body, which also makes it a member of the percussion family. As for the anatomy, it's really simple. As you can see, there are these metal tines that line up on the top of the instrument. These metal pieces, they are what create the different notes. And again, they're called tines. And how they work is each tine plays a different note of the musical alphabet. So for those of you who have experience with music, know that the musical alphabet consists of A through G, and that's how this is set up. Now, kalimbas are set up in specific keys. So this is a C major kalimba, which means that this lowest note right here, this tine that's in the middle, that is the note C, which is actually middle C. And how it works is the longer the tine, the lower the note, the shorter the tine, the higher the note. So this is the lowest at C. This note right off over here to the side, this is D. Now you do have to flip back and forth between sides to play each note in order. So we go over to this side and that's E. Then we go over here and that is F. Over here is G, and it just keeps going up from there. It is over 2 octaves, almost 3 octaves, so there are quite a few notes on this one instrument. Now these tines are attached to the soundboard of the instrument. So it is, this one's made out of wood, and again, when you flick the tines, the sound vibrates through the soundboard, and that's how it creates music. As for the different kinds, there are a lot of different kalimbas to choose from. The first thing being the number of tines that are on the instrument. This one is a 17 tine kalimba, which is a really great starter instrument. It has a good number of notes that you can play. It's a good size, and it's just overall good for a beginner. Also, a lot of the sheet music that you can get for a kalimba is going to be created for a 17 tine kalimba. Now, I do also have this one, which is a little bit different. Try to get it in the frame here. You can see there's a few more tines on this one. This is a 21 tine kalimba, and it's in the key of F major, which means it has B flats on here. So when you get a specific key of instrument, it'll come kind of already tuned to whatever key it's supposed to be in. However, you can change the pitch of these tines. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but just know that there is, you can make some adjustments to the key if you need to. But yes, this is a 21 key. I really like this because it can play some of the notes that are lower than middle C. So this one goes down to F, which is, again, F below middle C. And I like that a lot, but you know, different options. Now, you can get kalimbas with time counts from, I've seen as low as 5 tines to over 100 tines. There are kalimbas that are seriously the size of a table. It's crazy, but there are a lot of options when it comes to the number of tines on the instrument. The other difference that you will see in the kalimbas on the market have to do with the body itself. So you can see just between these two, they are different. So the first kind I want to talk about is this. This is called a flatboard kalimba. So exactly how it sounds, it is a solid piece of wood that the tines are attached to. Now, as I talk about the different body types of kalimba, I am going to be comparing them by their volume and the flavor of their sound because they all sound different, and that's one of the cool things about this instrument. So a flatboard kalimba has a moderate or medium volume. And when it comes to the flavor, it is a bright, clear sound. So it's very bright, clear, bell-like. And pretty much your standard sound when it comes to a kalimba. The second type is, we're gonna come back to this one, and I have another one I'll show you. These are the hollow body kalimbas. When it comes to the volume, these are on the louder side. So these are going to be your loudest instruments for kalimba. And that's of course because they're hollow on the inside, they're made of wood, and it just allows for a bolder sound. When it comes to the flavor of the sound, it is going to be deep and resonant. So example of that. You can really hear it's a lot louder, it's deeper, and the sound just carries a little bit more. Now the thing about these hollow bodies is that you have a tendency to have issue with something called dead or flat tines. And what I mean by that is a tine, when you flick it, the note should resonate. But on these hollow bodies, because of the way that they're built, they have tines that are kind of dead. So you can hear how that one is, it doesn't resonate quite like some of the other notes. So that is a risk that comes with these kinds. You can try returning them if you run into that problem. You can try things like kind of wiggling the tines a little bit or cleaning it to see if that helps, but it really has to do with the way that it's built. So if you have that problem, it's probably not gonna get better. Sorry to say that, but that's just the way it is. Typically, I play this one with songs that have lower notes. I try to avoid songs with the higher notes just because of that problem with this one. But I love the hollow bodies. I love the way they sound. Despite the problems that they have, they're really great. Now this other one is a little bit different. This is an electric kalimba. So you can see there's a little sound, or there's a little jack port at the bottom, and inside there are chords. So this one is, it's loud like a standard hollow body, but I noticed that it's a little bit quieter just because it has the chords that are on the inside. But that's nice that you can plug it up to an amp to really amplify the sound if maybe you're doing stage performances or whatever, you just want it to be loud. You know, these are a good option for that. Now, the last type of kalimba is one of my personal favorites. I love these so much, and that is the acrylic kalimba. It's so cute. I mean, look at that. This one's a bear shape, and it has this little kind of rainbow design. I don't know if you can see that very well. And then I have this star one, and these are so cute. I love them so much. But your acrylic kalimbas, they are going to be volume-wise the quietest. And then when it comes to the flavor of the sound, it's much more of a delicate, twinkling. It kind of reminds me of like a snow globe when you twist the little dial and then it plays a song. It kind of sounds like that to me. or some people compare it to like an ice cream truck. I don't know. I love the sound. It's quiet, but I don't care. It's just like such a cute, pretty sound. These are a little bit on the heavier side. So you can see it's kind of thick. So people say this isn't good for a beginner just because of the weight of the instrument. But you know what? I don't think that really matters. If you really like the acrylic ones, like I do, you know, go for it. They come in all different shapes and colors and designs, and I love that. But this is what this one sounds like. So it's a little bit of a quieter sound. Yeah, acrylic. As for the tuning, I mentioned that a little bit earlier, and I wanted to touch on that really quickly. When you get a kalimba, a hammer should come with it. And this is not for playing. That's a common misconception. This hammer is for tuning the instrument. So each of these tines can be tuned up or down. So again, remember that the longer the tine, the lower the note. The shorter the tine, the higher the note. So if I were to hammer a tine down, it's going to lower the pitch of that note. If I were to hammer it up, it's going to raise the pitch of that note. So for example, if let's say you have this particular kalimba is in the key of C major, and let's say I want to play a song that has C sharps. I could hammer this C, well, all the C's on the kalimba, up to a C sharp and then play that song. So you can change the key of your kalimba by tuning it, which is nice. The only downside with these instruments is that you can't do accidental changes mid-song. So what I mean by that is if you're playing a song and then suddenly a note should be flat or sharp or made natural, you can't, you know, change the tuning while you're playing. So you're just kind of stuck with whatever you tune it to for that song. But just know that you can change that pitch of these tines if you need to, which I like. Let's see here. As for the notation, the musical notation, you don't actually need to be able to read sheet music to play a kalimba. When you buy the kalimba, you may get these little books with it, and these little books have songs that you can play. And there are a couple different notations that are specific to the kalimba that you will see. The first one being something called tablature, and it kind of looks like if you were to take a treble clef and turn it vertical, but without all of the extra bits. It just has the notes. So how this is set up is, as you can see, it has all of the notes of the individual tines, and they're all aligned the way that the instrument is set up. And then you would play this from bottom to top. There are stickers that come with the instrument that you could add red or green stickers to your tines so that you can more easily read these tablatures. But that's one way that you can play the instrument. Another way is by letters and numbers. So on each of the instruments, and this one is engraved into the tines, but if you can see, there are little numbers and letters on each tine, and that allows you to play this kind of music. So this one is the other kind. You can see that in this case, there are the numbers, and it just indicates which tine you should flick, and they are read like a book is read. If your kalimba doesn't have the numbers and tines on it, for example, this one right here didn't come with the engravings, they will send little stickers along, so I just added the little stickers to this one. And here's another example. So this is a music book of kalimba notation, and you can see numbers. You'll notice that there are little dots above some of the numbers. That indicates that it is a higher note. So it is an octave up. Example, and I will show you on one of these. So this is C right here. There's a C with a dot right here. And then there's a C with 2 dots. So it's for each octave. That's what the dot means. Other than that, that's really all I wanted to cover. And I made it in 15 minutes, so it's a little bit longer than I wanted this video to be, but I had a lot of stuff I wanted to go over. But really, ultimately, this is a great instrument. It's so beautiful. I have a lot of fun playing it. It's quiet. So unlike other instruments, like, I don't know, the trumpet, the violin, the harp, it is quiet, and it's nice to be able to just play something in a room with other people and not disturb everyone in the room. I also love that I can just take this easily with me places. So when I go and I'm waiting out in my car for my son to get out of school, I'll take my kalimba with and I'll play it in my car, and it's great. I can't do that with my harp. It doesn't fit in there. So it's great in that sense that it's easy to carry around. But the other thing, I'm sorry, this video just keeps going on and on, but having this for children is so great. When I brought the first kalimba home and showed it to my son, he loved it. I mean, kids love these things. It's easy to play. It doesn't require a lot of form. Like, a lot of musical instruments require a specific kind of form that you use. This one really doesn't. You just need your thumbs and to hold on to it, and that's it. It's not complicated. So, you know, consider. You can find these on Amazon. I got all of mine on Amazon, and I love each and every one of them. But thank you for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye.